Hey guys, Short Midget here. So I have a G&G AK47. This is a friend's gun. Um, he's had this for quite a while, and he purchased it for like $80 brand new, and he's played with it. And it was time to upgrade it. So I had a version 3 Perun optical. So these MOSFETs are made in Poland. I got sent a couple of them to test out, the version 2, which I installed in an M4, and then, of course, this one is a version 3 in an AK. Both of them have been pretty good. Pretty good. Now, I've been talking to the owner of the company, I believe, or somebody higher up, and they're changing a couple things on the opticals. I think both of them, the version 2 and the version 3 here for the AK gearboxes, version 3 gearboxes. Seems promising, the changes that he described to me. Pretty much it's just making the programming easier, all the tuning easier, basically. Other than that, I didn't really have any problems with the actual footprint of the MOSFET, the wires. I will say the version 3 was not wired, so you have to hook everything up. That is a con in my opinion. Now, the reason why they did that is because, for version 3's rear wired, it could be used for a top wire as well. But let's continue talking about the AK. So it's going to be pretty quick for the externals. It is a G&G plastic body AK that was purchased forever ago. It was shooting about 370 with a .2. And about 23 rounds a second with a big 11.1, and it actually ran for about 2 years. He's had this for 2 years, and it's never had a problem. It does have a metal front end and barrel. It does have a cap on the threads here, and he's tried to get it off, and it doesn't look like it wants to come off. Maybe I'll try to get it off as well. If I can get it off and put a cool muzzle brake on here, that would be sick. But this is metal, plastic handguard, everything here is plastic. The top cover is metal, the selector switch is metal, trigger guard's metal, plastic pistol grip, which actually is pretty comfortable, honestly. I haven't picked up a AK in a while. The stock is also plastic, has Give Them the 40, it has my brother's sticker, and then Supreme, and then Gun Owners of America. So it's kind of stickered out. Now in the back, you have to push the butt plate down. The battery that I have in here is smaller than what he's going to use. It is an 11.1 Firefox. I think it's a 15 to 25C. It is a 1250 milliamp. It's wired to Dean's, and it's actually wired to Tamiya, so I have an adapter on there. But no fuse. The wires are long enough. And I did have to zip tie a couple of the wires to keep them together. Safety actually works, which is nice. And then when you flip it down, it goes into semi. I did not shorten the trigger pull. I didn't actually mess with it at all. Let's pull the trigger here. That's all it is, though. And since it's optical, there's like no reset. Okay, so there's like no reset because it's an optical version. You can spam the trigger pretty easily on this gun. It doesn't have a delay on semi-auto, not that I can really tell. Full auto here, I have set for 3-round burst. The reason why I did this is because it actually shoots a little too fast. It doesn't shoot very good on full auto because it's shooting too fast. I have a 40K motor in here right now. Once this one breaks, because this is a used one that I had laying around, it was in good shape, so maybe he plays with this 6 times, 7 times or so, maybe a year, and then switch it out with a 30K, and then I'll switch it back to full auto, because it'll shoot like 27 rounds a second, which I guarantee you it'll feed just fine at that rate of fire. But 3-round burst, it's pretty consistent. That first one shot 4. In terms of magazines, he pretty much uses all high caps. I think he has one mid cap, which he hardly ever uses. This is my waffle magazine. It's just a Cyma high cap. This is a 47 style, like a 7.62x39. And then this is a 5.45 style, which changes the look of the gun. I really like these straighter mags, like 5.56 and the 5.45 type. This is actually a flash mag. So it's Echo 1 flash mag. Okay, I'm over here by the chrono. As far as the internals, we have the ASG 40K boost. Again, the Perun V3 optical. There are SHS 13-to-1s, SHS metal rack piston, SHS plastic piston head like the POM. I love it. A full cylinder. Compression is actually really good. And then an SHS M120. So I had to short stroke it by 1 tooth, and it shoots 370 with a .25, so it's still a little hard. I think that's 405 with a .2, but it does shoot just a tad hot for outdoor. But it is going to be used pretty much mainly on semi-auto, so it's going to be kind of a higher FPS gun. These are Valken biodegradable 2.5s. A little bit of an overhop. 363, 370, 371, 360. That was a drop. That's weird. 368, 361, 371, 370, 370, 366. Still pretty good there. 365, 365. So 365 to 370 with a .2. 365 is kind of one of the lower shots, and it's 1.55 with the 2.5. So this is like 400 exactly. Again, I did have to short stroke one tooth because it shot too hot. But the trigger response is really, really good. This is not that powerful of a battery. In fact, he's using a more powerful battery. I think his is like a 30 to 40C 1800. So it will shoot faster than this. And it smacks that tree pretty good, dude. Yeah. As far as range, I have it overhopped for like outdoor use, and I'm not kidding. Stock hop up, 240 feet. Especially now, with the higher FPS. Oh yeah, that's crazy. To a bigger battery, like I said, it's a 2000 milliamp 15 to 25C. That is about the power that he's going to be using when he actually plays. I mean, I can't complain about that. Considering I didn't modify the trigger in any way, that's pretty good rate of fire for a $100 MOSFET. So yeah, it definitely works better with that bigger battery. I'm going to go ahead and unplug this. As you see, the wire is pretty much just long enough to attach the battery. So the length of the wires that they included was just fine. They just need to wire it at the factory, and so it's a drop-in. Pretty happy with the gun. It shot fantastic. FPS is on point for an outdoor gun, mainly semi-auto. Again, it's going to shoot a little bit under 30 rounds a second once that motor switched and switched back to full auto. But as it sits right now with the 40K motor, it's just going to be used for semi-auto. That's pretty much it.